I'm by no means an expert when it comes to productivity. Anything I've ever mentioned about it comes from my own experience and some research, for this video at least. However, today I'd like to talk about how to find your most productive time and how to build a routine around it, and my experience with that a little bit in a sense. And with that, hi, I'm Hannah, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys will enjoy this video and find it helpful in any way. And without any further ado, let's just hop right in, because we have a lot to unpack. First things first, what is productivity? According to the internet, productivity is described as something that determines how much work is accomplished in a particular work environment or in a particular period of time. However, everyone has a different perception of productivity. For some, it really is getting a lot of work done in a day. For others, it's just as simple as getting out of bed and putting on new clothes after not feeling bad. And that is totally okay. No one has to feel ashamed of not being as productive as other people they see on the internet. But one thing I was thinking about while playing the video is, why aren't we all productive at the same time? You may have heard of something called the circadian rhythm. The circadian rhythm is our body's internal clock that tells us when to feel hungry, when to feel tired, when to be productive. And obviously that circadian rhythm is different for everyone. But why is that so? Basically, differences in the circadian rhythm are likely to be genetically determined, at least in part. For some individuals, the circadian rhythm is slightly shorter than 24 hours, so 23. For others, it's slightly longer, meaning 25. You may have heard of the terms early risers and night owls. This is where it comes from. However, we can reset our circadian rhythm by sleep training ourselves. I know this sounds crazy, but it works. Trust me. That means going to bed and waking up at the same time every day. Let's say you want to wake up at 6 or 7. Might as well go to bed by 10 p.m. the latest, and you're just going to do this every single day from Monday through Sunday until this becomes more of a habit and becomes more natural to you. So how do you find your most productive time? Well, finding your most productive time can be a trial and error. However, there are like 2 to 3 things you can do to narrow it down. Find within just a few simple steps. Number 1, find the time of the day where you feel most productive. So let's say mornings or afternoons or night times. I can really help you with that. This is really something you have to figure out. And that also kind of depends on whether you're more of a morning person or more of a night person naturally. But as mentioned, with sleep training, you can actually kind of reset your circadian rhythm and change that depending on your preference. And number 2, once you figure that out, move on to finding the exact time. That will definitely take some testing. So if you want to be more of a morning person, start off with an acceptable time to start working, like 8 or 9, see if that works, or if it's already too late or too early, and then take it from there and find out what's the most productive time. How do you build a routine around that specific productive time? Firstly, especially in the beginning, your most productive time is not when you wake up, but when you actually start working. Because, speaking of experience here, otherwise you might be spending quite a bit of time on your morning routine, your productive time has passed, and you might not be as productive as you thought you would be. So with that in mind, you only need 2 things to build your ideal routine. Number 1, your most productive time that you figured out, hopefully. And number 2, the approximate length of your morning routine. And here's why. Because when to start your day depends on the length of your morning routine. In the beginning, I give you 2 examples for a shorter morning routine and a longer morning routine. Number 1, your morning routine takes about 5 to 10 minutes because you only put on new clothes, wash your face, and then get straight into working or studying. So you wake up 5 to 10 minutes before your productive time, get your morning routine done, and then get started on work straight away. Example number 2, your morning routine takes about 20 minutes or longer because you have breakfast, you do skincare, you stretch or have a workout, etc. So you wake up as early as you have to get your routine sorted out before you start working at your most productive time. But over time you realize that you have more of a time slot in which you can alternate between a few minutes instead of always sticking to the time so strictly. However, you will automatically kind of stick to it in the beginning probably, because that's what I did. I mean, maybe you don't, but speaking of my experience, I really did. Your most productive time slot, in a sense, means morning routine and the time when you get to start working should actually still be around your most productive time. And this is all I can say about it. This is all I can give you guys, all the tips I can give you. If you have any questions about it, because something seemed to be a little unclear or confusing, let me know. And I hope, other than that this video was interesting, maybe helpful in a sense. I really don't know. It's very different from what I usually make. So yeah, I hope you guys will continue doing great and stick around until post next. And until then, see ya and have a good one.